The lightning shows my weakness, the thunder knows my secrets. The storm is like a brother, it knows me like no other. So let it rumble, let it roll, 'cause it's all I know.
Wow.
This is a surprise.
Yeah, so we've just had a massive storm come through, and it's turned into bright sunshine now. But we've had a massive storm come through, and see this tree behind me? That's come down. It's hit this. This is our tin little shed that was standing next to the cottage, and has collapsed. So we've got to now come out and process all this tree, which is a good thing in a way, because it was a dead tree anyway, I think. But our cottage, luckily, which starts from there, goes that way to wherever there,
It's unscathed.
it's unscathed. Nothing's wrong with it. So we're really pleased about that. But we have to deal with this tree now and deal with that tin shed.
Yep, as if we haven't got enough jobs to do.
Yeah, enough jobs to do, yeah. So it's just take up more time. But
Yeah, but it's just one of them things, isn't it? It's just
Yeah.
part of the journey. You know, you do get these mishaps. So,
Yeah.
But the day, yesterday, the weather just was so lovely. You were busy, weren't you?
yeah, it's been beautiful, the weather lately.
Yeah.
But now it's still windy. You can probably hear that.
Yeah.
If we turn around into the woodland, you'll see the trees moving about.
There's more rain.
You
on
might
this
see it.
way.
So the wind is dying down now, but it was horrendous. Black clouds. It was like something out of hell.
I was getting ready to go up on the bandstands and carry on pointing the front, but I thought, no, I'm not taking that
No.
risk. So.
Anyway, so we're going to go and assess this now. I'm going to bring the digger down the next day or two, cut this all up, start processing it, moving it out through the forest. The only thing is we've got to get all the way through the woodland to our place, because our place, I'm going to just show you that. Right, so our place is through the woods there and over the back through the field. All this woodland is ours as well, which is really beautiful. Got some lovely standing oaks here, and in 5-10 years they'll be beautiful. It'll be nice for timber. But anyway, Trace, so should we get to it?
Yeah. Let's go and see what Budo's up to, because he's just got back. I see you got the sand, Budo, for the plastering.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
So this is to plaster the colombage.
On the gable end, yeah.
The whole lot this will
Yeah.
cover. There's a cubic metre there, so it's 1.7 tonne. So I'm just going to shovel that off now, fill these bags up, and then come indoors because it's got freezing cold.
It's been so cold. Such a change in weather from yesterday. We were both busy outside doing our jobs, and today we've sort of had to turn and do other things, haven't we, really?
Well, with the storm we just had
Yeah.
earlier, and the bad news with the
Cottage.
cottage. No, not the actual cottage, the
No.
tree coming down.
And the building, the little building, the corrugated building. So, but onwards and upwards, Budo, yeah?
Yeah, so let me get this all off, and then we'll crack on with the next job.
Have a nice cup of tea.
Yeah, all right. So I've cleared the trailer away, put it around the back, locked it up, and then put the car over there, and all the sand's in here. And what I'm going to be doing today now is I'm going to be making up my plaster mix. It's a lime putty plaster mix, and it's going to be made up in this blue tub in here, inside there. Okay, I'll go over there and show you in a minute when I get to that part. And it could be mixed up and left in there for a few weeks even. It wouldn't matter. It's just going to be covered. That's the important thing. It's going to be covered over with a cover. But I'll show you all that in a minute. But there's the sand. So this is going to be my gauge. Okay, so I'm going to gauge all my sand in here, take it over, put it in there, and then start using up my putties to build it up. And in the putty, I'll show you that as well, I'll be mixing in my natural pigment, and just to tint the colour a little bit. All right, so let's get this gauged up first. So I wanted to show you how the putty progresses in its pot here. It's been in there for a good 6 or 7 months. This batch might have been a bit longer, could anywhere between say 6 months and a year. And then under the water, this is what it becomes. It becomes this like a real putty, you know, like you would know as a linseed putty. Okay, so it comes quite firm but very soft if I push it. Okay, that's the texture you get. Okay, so it's like exactly like a putty. I could use it for windows, but I couldn't, you know what I mean? It's not really for that, but that's its consistency, right? Now, if that stayed underwater, that could stay like that for centuries. You know, it could be there for ages and ages like that. And then the top of this tub is covered in about 2 inches of water when I made it up. And that stops it carbonating, because this sets by carbonation. It doesn't set by water repelling from it. It carbonates, if you like. Anyway, that's what it becomes, right? So what I'm going to do is now, I'm going to put my mixer in there, just blend that up a little bit, and then I'm going to mix a pigment into that, and then that will go over to this, which I'll just point you up and show you. That'll go into this tub here, which has got my sand in there. I've got my gauge of lime, putty and sand. Just want to tell you a little bit about the sand. The sand is a sharp washed sand, okay, and it's got a little bit of fine, what do they call it, like a builder's sand in there, but it's washed. It's all washed sand, okay, and that is important, so you wash out the salts of the sand. You don't want like beach sand or nothing like that when you're doing lime work, all right? Anyway, so I'm going to carry on, mix this up. I'll put the pigment in and I'll bring you back, all right? So I'm going to put pigment in there now. And I want to gauge this. So I know what my gauge is. I know how much I've got of this. I know how much I've got of my sand. Okay. So I also need to take this little plastic cap off. Get these little plastic caps on them. The fat fingers doesn't get them off very well. There you go. So this is my gauge. Okay. Making sure it's a level, and that will just go in there, and I'm going to decide now whether I need 2 of these or 1. So I'll mix this up, and what I'm trying to achieve is I just want a sienna colour, a very off-white colour. Don't want it yellow, or I don't want it too orange or nothing. So we'll gauge this up now. Okay, so looking at that, probably could have another one in there, I think. Yeah, I'm going to go for another one, because remember the sand colours it as well. So this is the colour of the sand, okay? And when you mix that, it just takes that harsh white off. That's what I'm trying to do, right? So I'm actually going to go with another one. And also, did you notice it's come up to like a thick cream consistency from lime putty, okay? And that's because the water's amalgamated back into it and it's loosened it up. So when I pour that into the sand and mix that up, then I'm ready to go. And I just have to get the consistency I need for plastering, and then add in the hair, obviously, as well, or the fibre, as in this case. Right, so let's give it another one. And this is where it goes won't say tits up. It's all about experimentation, yeah? I'm totally happy with that. I don't know if you can see that on camera, but for me that's just gone off onto a nice hue. It's got a nice glow about it for me, and I think with the sand going in there and colouring it up a bit more, we're going to get a lovely colour on our render finish, on our line putty render finish. But if we don't achieve the colour we're looking for, we can still put a lime wash on top of this. Okay, that's actually quite a nice colour that now. You see that's got like a, I don't know, butterscotchy, I don't know, what colour would you call that? But I don't know if you can see it on camera, but I can. And, you know, if it isn't the colour I want in the end, I can still put a lime wash like I said. And that lime wash will go on a very thick coat lime wash. It'll be made up of hot lime. And that will give us the perfect colour at the end. But I think we're close to it now. Anyway, I'm going to mix it into there. And then I'll bring you back and show you it mixed with the sand. It's so sticky, this stuff. It's got to be trowed out. Look at that. Shook that and nothing quite did come out. Well, half of it. When you mix this mix up, try not to add water too much. You've got to be very, very gingerly with the water. And the reason that is when it dries, the more water that's in it, the more likely you'll get hairline cracks coming into the mix. Yeah, but I'll go in depth with that if you ever come on one of my courses, because there's loads of other things I could tell you about this and, you know, how this performs and what we do to it. But also, I'm now going to add some fibre. Okay. Now, if you had it in a mixing machine, big mixer like my one over there, which I'm not using, by the way, but if you had it in there, you just, as it's turning, you sprinkle this in, yeah? But what my gauge is here is a handful like that. That's my gauge for this ratio of mix, all right? Might seem a lot to you guys, but it's it gets lost in this. Okay, it's just I just want it to break up as best as it can. There's other ways of doing this. You can mix it in the water, but I don't want to put too much water in this, so I'm trying to do it this way. And I find it a good way to do it. It does work. It all mixes up well. Right. Now here we go. I'll actually mix this up because it takes a good 10 minutes of mixing to get this to the right consistency, and then I'll bring you back. Okay, so that's as far as I need to go with this mix. You might think it's a small bag. It's quite a lot. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, nearly 100 litres, believe it or not. I think this is a 400 litre cup, so it's 100 litres of this. I'm going to bring it up and show you in a minute, but beautiful and sticky. And if you can see, me getting out of the light, you might be able to see all the fibres in there. Okay, now this is an old traditional way of using lime. There's two ways. With this lime, you either slake it when it's a quick lime, slake it and use it hot, or you turn it into a putty and then you do it this way. For rendering, this is a good idea, this way, because you're not rushed to put the hot lime on, or hot plaster. And also, this type of lime is nothing like your NHL, let's say 3.5, which everyone on YouTube seems to be using in every house in France, but never mind. It's a different type of lime. The NHL 3.5s, they're only around about 28% lime rich, right? Where this lime is 80% lime rich, and this is more traditional. Hot limes and lime putties is the way to do things, and there's a lot of reasons for that, and I can go into that in depth when we get these classes up and going. But that there now, I can leave that in that tub. I'm going to cover it over with a bit of plastic or Hessian, keep it damp, and I can leave that in there for months, weeks, months, and then when I get to use it, I'll re-stir it up with a tiny bit of water. There's no water being gone into that either. That's come out by just mixing amalgamate together. That's how it's become. But I don't know, if you enjoyed that, sort of found that a bit fascinating, make some comments, tell me your thoughts. Any professionals out there that've used this limes as well, you want to give us your ideas as well. That's what we're all about, sharing ideas, sharing information. This is going to be the render, and it's going to be beautiful. It's got some nice little aggregate stones in there, different colours, white, black, and it will render up lovely. It's not the consistency for rendering because it's too thick at the moment like that. Yeah, it needs to be a bit softer so I can pull it off the trowel. But that's how I mix that up. Anyway, hope that weren't too long for you.
Show me a way out, give me your side of the story. Throw me a rope here, I've drifted way too far.
Okay, I'm outside pointing now. I did start the pointing inside, which if you haven't watched, go back and watch it on the video inside the workshop. I've started the second half, but the forecast said nice sunny days, so I thought it makes sense to come outside. So I've started pointing the front wall. I've just got to dress this bit at the bottom, which I'll do very shortly, but the bandstands are all set up now because I'm working on this side. I'm filling in stones up the top because we're going to do a nice rounded off edge which will come off the framework. But look at the difference, that's before and this is after. It just makes such a difference to the front of the barn renovation. I've done all the corner work as well, which I've taken pictures. I must admit I didn't do filming of the first half because I was just in that zone, and I thought let's just keep going, and it was very awkward because I had the boards across on the mud, so I would have to keep getting on and off. But I'm going to do some filming of this part here, so keep watching.
you see me making these. They come out of the square. Just cut these square on my bandsaw, bang them through there, and they come out as dowels. Okay, they're not draw pins, they're dowels. Draw pins, trenels, tree nails, whatever you want to call them. They are tapered, and they are for pulling up a joint tight, for a shoulder pulled up to in a tenon, mortise and tenon basically. But these are just for aesthetics, so I'm going to be putting in dowels all the way along, so it looks like it's dowed, because this is a faux exterior of the building. Yeah, or normally on the draw nails or draw dowels, they're put into a shave horse, and they're pulled with a knife, which I'll think of in a minute. I can't remember the name. Draw knife, and you draw it towards you, and you chamfer them off. But we ain't doing that in this case. So I've got enough of these made up now. So I'm finished with this. I'm going to tidy up here, and coming towards the end of the day now. So going to probably get ready for tomorrow and start fitting all the oak work up on the gable end. Yeah, got some drumsticks. Look. Can't drum to save me life. So I've got my trusty watcher, Chizzy. I'm just making up some pegs. I'll show you that in a minute. But got Tracy doing a great little job for us. Here. Hello, Trace.
Hiya.
How's you getting on?
See the sun's come out. Yeah, I'm doing well. I've done all them over there, one coat.
Lovely.
Both
Just have a little
sides, back
zoom
and
in.
front, yeah.
So these are the faux oak framework. They're real oak, but they're made to look like a building's made of the oak. Medieval look. And I think we're going to make a nice medieval door for here, Trey.
Yeah, that'd be lovely.
In oak as well. But just so what you're doing? Explain what you're doing.
I'm just doing the oiling. I'm oiling the front faces, the sides and the back. I'm not going to bother oiling the top and bottom because you're going to be cutting them off, so we can always put a
so this is what, one of two coats?
No, yeah, this is one of two coats, so probably take a few hours to dry, and then once it's done, got to do all this here.
Yep, all these here.
These, they're in freeze.
The long ones.
And them over there, give them another coat, but it smells lovely.
So what this does, folks, is this is a linseed oil mix, a double boiled linseed oil mix with a bit of turpentine at a certain ratio. And what that does is the turpentine pulls the oil into the wood, and it sets it and then dries, but it keeps it breathable. And this will protect it for many years to come. And every sort of 5 years or so, or 5 to 7 years, we'll just go up and oil the framework on the building. So
It's going on pretty quick though.
it's going on quick. Yeah, I've noticed that. You've done all them very quick.
It does absorb
Let's go and have a look, Trace.
the oil.
It smells absolutely divine in here with the smell of the oak, because I've only just cut this, and Tracy's linseed oil in it. And if you look at this oak, look, just have a close up. Sorry about the light, but it's actually quarter sawn oak. When it was first cut, it was cut for a job apparently, and it got woodworm infested while it was sitting down, and they rejected it.
These hands of mine have got some stories to tell. Seen parts of heaven and a whole lot of hell. Headed west to stake a claim in the ground. I got as far as Cripple Creek that night. I met a girl with golden hair and green eyes. Fell in love on the outskirts of town. Hung my hat, figured I'd stick around.
So I'm up here on the roof, or side of the roof, the barge end. Just putting this oak on to make it look like a colombage. Got to go all the way up to the top there, just put it straight across there and then down. But it's such a beautiful day. And I'm just sitting here. I'm listening to Danny Boy by The Har, spelled Haar. Looking over at the horses. Very nostalgic moment at the moment. Horses and cows in the field over there. How beautiful. Okay, so finally finished this glorious sunny day. Here, tell me what you think of that. So it's the top half of this is done. Okay, I'm lying actually. I've got 2 cuts to put in there to finish that off. But it's virtually done. I've just got to go up the ladder. But look at that. And you want to, if you had smell-o-vision now, right? Sweet oak, if you know what that smells like, sweet oak when it's cut with linseed oil and pure turpentine. Oh, it's just a wonderful smell. And also from over there, that tree there, I've said this before a couple of times, that tree there is a goat willow, right? But it smells like jasmine. So I've got that wafting over here as well. It's like I'm in heaven with smells. But anyway, tell me what you think of that, guys. It really looks authentic. You can see that the middle beam is a heavy duty 6-inch going up there, and then it tapers in and then goes up to a 4-inch, and then you've got your 2 braces coming off of that. These 2 bits I'll infill in a minute. And you've got your main header at the top there, and then your barge boards coming down with that lovely slate detail I put on there. So my next job now is, this is my plan, yeah? I want to plaster all this over the next week, and then, or hopefully next week, depending on the weather. But I want to plaster it all the way down to here, and then strike the scaffold down to that low, and then I can use this scaffold in other places, as well as do the downstairs part, which is all got to be laths first, and then make all the oak again for this. Okay, here we go, another perspective for you. So, give you a little bit of a zoom in. The ladder's hiding the detail up there, but you can see that this side is much lighter because the sun's on this side. But that's all got to be re-oiled. That's had 2 coats, that was that. And it's been treated as well. But that top half is absolutely splendid. It's turned out really well. And also, once I get it plastered with the lime plaster, because lime plaster's got like a glow in it. So in the evenings when you come out, you'll get a little glow from the lime mortar, the lime plaster or render if you like. But also it's a breathable material, works well with the building. And I'm going to put a little bit of pigment in it, earth pigment, just to tone it down, because we don't want it white, stark white or anything like that. But I'm going to be getting the right sand for that anyway. So you need the right sand, a little bit of pigment. Sorry about the wind. But yeah, I'm really pleased with that. That's turned out so well. That detail at the top there, look. Zoom in for you a little bit. Just gives it that oldie-woldy feel. Oldie-weldy, whatever you want to call it. So next is the bottom as well, and then round that side, and then finish the kitchen off, same. And we'll have a proper colombage in. And if you look over here, let me just move over here. I'm in the field at the moment, zoomed in a bit. We've got Tracy down there, and she's pointing the outside of that wall. Now she's done the inside, she's doing the outside, and it's looking terrific. And she's doing a proper job as well, filling it back to the clay bedding, or clay lime bedding. And it's absolutely looking wonderful. And then I've got a lovely, I want to zoom out a bit, under here. I ain't going to talk about it at the moment, but you're going to love what I do there. I'm sure of it. Anyway, guys, onwards and upwards to the next one. Next bit, whatever I'm doing next.